In this video, we're going to have a look at Sonos and how we can integrate a Sonos speaker into Home Assistant and make it smart to do some automations and some routines. Let's get started. To do this project, you're going to need three things. You're going to need Home Assistant up and running, some Sonos speakers, and you're going to need the Home Assistant Community Store, also called Hacks. And we're going to be using the custom mini player. So I'll show you how you can get that done. You can use the normal media player, but sort of you got a lot more options with the custom mini player, and it's a really cool add-on to have the custom repository set up. If you don't know how to do that, subscribe and leave a comment down if you want a video, and I can get around and doing that too. Okay, so the first step is to add the Sonos speakers into Home Assistant. So go to Configuration, Integrations. You have a plus sign here. Click the plus sign and search for Sonos. Do you want to set up Sonos? Yes. Submit. It found all of my speakers. So I have one in the bathroom, one in the kitchen, one in the lounge. And these names are the names of the rooms in the Sonos app. Two Play Ones and a Play Base. So you can assign areas here and you can rename the devices. So you click on it, you can see you can sort of do a few things already here, and click here and you can rename this to whatever you want to call it. So let's say you want to call it Sonos underscore bathroom and you want to assign it to an area. You can add a new area. Okay, I'm going to stick with the original name, makes things easier. So now we're going to add in the Sonos speaker with our normal media player. So go to three dots, Configure UI, plus button, and search for Media Control. And here we go, we've got the kitchen. So save, that's how you add it in. You've got your controls, you've got your play, you've got your backwards, forwards. You've got various different things. Let's have a look at the custom mini player. Scroll right down at the end and click manual. So we're going to add in the code manually here. Now for my convenience, I've already done this project and I've got all of the code in my blog, and it's also, you can also use that to access it at your own convenience. You'll need to change a few things, but I'll show you what you need to change. So we're in my blog now and we're going to copy this code and we're going to paste it in the dashboard in Home Assistant. So you'll need to look at these entity IDs and you'll need to replace them with the entity IDs in your own system. So these are the names that I showed you earlier. So please take note of them and you can change them over. Everything else should work as it is. So every time you see entities, these might be different in your example. Now if you want to add more, it's quite simple. You can just add another line. For example, copy this and paste it beneath and then below, and then you can add in different entities as you wish. So you can make it bigger or smaller. So just save this. And now this is our new custom mini controller. So we've got a volume setting here. We've got a play pause. Let me just close this so you can see it from the layout. But we've got this, which is quite interesting. So this is the ability to group and ungroup speakers. So you will need to set a speaker as the master. So that's the sort of starting point. But you can group speakers together. You can have group all, you can ungroup. And you can see this is sort of changing the image below here. And you can configure many aspects and many things, and you can play music across all three of your Sonos speakers, or as many as you have. Now in this moment I'm going to show you how you can pick a specific song. So you have the ability to play your favorite playlists in Sonos. So these could be radio stations, playlists, or songs. You have to add them in with the Sonos app, and I'm going to show you how to do that right now. Cool. So once you've added in your favorite songs, they should appear in Home Assistant. If they don't, just give it a while or just try and give it a reboot. But that should work. And at that point now you can pick songs and you can play them across all three speakers. So I'm just going to mute this now because I don't want to get into any copyright issues with YouTube. But let's say I pick this song and it starts playing. You can see there's you've got the little logo there, and you've got this progression bar. So this is the song going along. So you can see this set to kitchen it hasn't changed because I'm only playing it in my living room. So if I tick kitchen, now this immediately changes and it will start playing. And the bathroom also is sort of playing. So I'm going to tick this off, and the wall art changed even here. So I'm going to pause this now. I'm going to show you some other cool features. So I've gone to the official page, the official mini media player page, and you've got so many options here, and you can go and explore and add stuff to this as you wish. I'm just going to show you one example. I'm going to show you the artwork example and how to change the look and feel. So if you add artwork as a parameter, you can pass it cover, full cover, and full cover fit. So you've got various options, and that will change the look and feel of it. And let's give it a go. Okay, so we're back in Home Assistant now, and let's get this artwork sorted. So we've got various options. Here's artwork. We can go with cover and see how that will look. Cover, so we have the wall art, and as soon as you change, so if we go into this playlist, and every song I pick, the wall art should change. But you can't really see much of the wall art, so you can go back and edit this. You can change this to I think it's full cover. For full cover, you can see it much nicer. You can change this around. So in this part of the video, we're going to look at some automations, and we're going to look at a specific light bulb turning on, triggering a playlist in Sonos. So let's say in the morning you wake up, the first person that gets downstairs in the kitchen will turn the light on, the light strip will turn on, and then at that stage you want your favorite playlist to start playing without you actually telling them. So that is better than setting at a specific time, because you could get up a bit early, a bit late. So the first time there's motion in the morning after a certain time, then we gotta trigger this automation, and hopefully this is going to be something that you enjoy and you do yourself. So grab a cup of coffee and get your configuration files up and try this out. Okay, so go to File Editor and find your automation file. Once you're in here, I've already created the code this time in the blog again, so you can feel free to copy paste it and use that as a starting point. So that's what I'm going to do. Copy and paste it in Home Assistant in the automations.yaml file. Okay, sorted. So we've got a green tick, so formatting is fine. So let's talk about this automation. ID, you can call this what you want. So I'm calling this morning kitchen routine. And the trigger is the starting point. So the trigger in my example is the light. Hue light strip +1. So whenever that turns on, then this automation is going to trigger. So what will happen? We're going to call a script to turn on. We're going to turn on the media player, the kitchen Sonos. So this is my entity ID. I'm going to specifically pick a source. So in this example, I'm picking a specific song, but you can pick a playlist, radio station, whatever you wish. And you just specify, and I'm specifying the volume. So just in case someone's gone crazy the night before and have cranked up the volume, I want to have a specific volume. So maybe 10, 20, whatever volume, whatever level you want to set. So condition, this is really up to you. So I'm looking for, it has to be between 6:30 and 7, so that's sort of a threshold in the morning, and it's only going to work on a weekday. Again, you can do whatever you want in your example. So once you've done this, remember to save the file and reload automations, and click yes. So once the automation reloaded, you go back to the overview, and potentially you could turn on this and get it going. So as this is not the morning, I need to tweak the file to showcase that this does work. So depending on the browser you're using, when you copy and paste, be careful that the single quotes are actually, this part is actually green. So when I copied it and pasted, it didn't actually work. So I figured I just had to delete the quote and just re-put it in. So now I saved it and reloaded the automation. So it's all looking a lot better. Let's go to overview. So it's currently playing this random song. This is really to prove that this works. And let's turn on the light bulb. And now this should change. So it started playing. I know you can't hear it, but it started playing. And you can really expand this as many ways as you want. You can do also full home music and automation based on motion sensors. So if the motion sensor is triggered somewhere, you can then follow along and move along in that way. So that's something else you can consider doing in the future. Text-to-speech is one of my favorites. I've made a video about it. I've got a Google Mini also where I do some text-to-speech. It's all quite fun. But for Sonos, it's a little bit more complex. So you need to add a script in your scripts file, and then you need to do a little bit of configuration, which I'll show you right now. So go into your file editor, scripts, and you've got this code here that you need to copy and you need to paste in. Again, it's all in the blog. One thing to note is that the standard Sonos Say uses a different TTS service. I'm using Google Say, so if you're using a different TTS service, you might need to tweak line 14 to whatever you're using. So this will give us some abilities, and we can call scripts later on. So we could actually call the Sonos Say, and we're going to do that right now. So we've got 4 lines of code we can add in. So TTS, entity ID, platform, and volume. So the code is going to append the _say. So that's why the platform is just Sonos. So we just go back to our dashboard, configure UI, edit, and right at the bottom we should be able to paste this in. It should save. And now I'm not sure if you can see this well, but you've got the text to speech here. So you can say hello, hello, you can send it, and your message has been sent. So there are good things and bad things about the standard way of doing things. The problem is that every time you send a message via TTS, the playlist will stop playing if it is playing, and it's not going to resume. So there is a way around this. You can use Sonos snapshots and Sonos restores, and we'll give it a go right now. So we're in our configuration.yaml file, and we're going to start trying to think of a way of how we can get around the issue of Sonos stopping playing and not playing anymore after you've broadcast the message. So we're going to give this a go. The way I'm thinking is we need a input text, so we need a text box in the dashboard where you can put in whatever message you want to send. We're going to store that as an input text, and then we're going to try and have that trigger an automation, and the automation will then basically do the snapshot, the message, and then restore the queue. So that's the idea. I'm going to give it a go now and see how it goes. So I'm going to create the input text right now. I'm going to call it Sonos message. I'm going to give it name Sonos TTS, and the initial basically is like the default text, so it's just going to be like some text. I'm going to save this, and I'm going to restart HAS. Okay, so we restarted HAS, and we're ready to go with the automation. So you can add it in. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to specify an ID, tts.sonos. We're going to give it a alias, S. So the trigger in this example, remember we've created that input parameter earlier, and what we want to do is we want to read that value. So basically anytime that value changes, then this automation is going to trigger. So Sonos.message is what you're looking for. So whatever you call this, this will be the name that you'll need to put in as the entity ID. In terms of actions, what we're going to do. So we're going to call our service, our Sonos Say, the one we created earlier. So we prefix it with script.sonos say, and we need to pass it a specific data template, which will comprise of a few things. So the first thing is we need to pass is the Sonos entity. This is going to be the custom list of entities. I've got my 3, which I'm going to copy paste in. I'm going to set the specific volume to 20%. So this is going to be the important part. We're going to create a message now, and the message is basically, it's going to be the state of the input text, and this is exactly the way you need to type it in. So with all of the curly brackets, the spaces, everything. The only thing that will change will be the Sonos message. This will depend on the what you've set up in your own environment. I'm going to add a delay to the message, and we'll give that around 4 seconds. That should be enough. Okay, perfect. So we've got this now done. We can save this, and we're going to try and reload our automation. And now we're going to add in the text field into the dashboard. So click the plus sign, and I'm just going to add a simple entity, and I'm going to look for my message, my input text, and I've already got dinner is ready, so you already know what's going to happen. So I'm going to add this in, see if I can, oops, right, I'll do that later. Save that in. Dinner is ready. Let's see if it is really ready or not. Let's blank this out. Okay, so let's give this a go now. So let's try and put dinner is ready in. Dinner is ready. You see that? Dinner is ready. And we're back. So I'll do that one more time. So just to recap, we're playing a song. So let's play this. So this is currently, but it's on mute because of copyright. But it's playing, and you can see the bar is going ahead, progressing. And I'm gonna put something in here. So we gotta say this time lunch is ready. I want this to broadcast. So we've got launch is ready. The delay is going to kick in, but here we go. So launch is ready, the sort of voice is heard, and then it continues playing. And you note it continues playing the exact same position as before. So that's how you can achieve text to speech, the sort of enhanced way. You can also add in your own MP3 files if you want to have a door chime. Maybe someone rings the bell and you'll have it come in as an MP3 and you can have it playing. So that's another thing you can try and explore. So if you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe. Another video that's really cool is the Google Mini video similar to this. You can go and have a look at that. There's many more videos to come, so stay safe.